I'm in the studio with Raymond Rohauer, who is one of the nation's leading film collectors. Probably the only film collector in the United States who now has taken his collection and turned it into a public venture. He's showing the films of Buster Keaton in San Francisco soon. The Keaton Festival was previously shown in New York at the Elgin Theater, very enthusiastically received by the audience and the critics alike. Raymond, what are we going to see at the Keaton Festival this time? What is really unique or unusual about this exhibition?
Well, yes, I want to clarify one point that you made. You said about my being a collector and then going out and bringing these back commercially. Well, in order to do that, I had to naturally get the rights to the film,
right,
and the copyrights.
I should hope so.
It isn't just taking a film collection and using them commercially.
Oh yes,
so
right.
I just wanted to make that very clear.
I know how sensitive that issue is. That
yes.
It's really impossible to do it if you don't have the rights.
Right.
And you've very studiously gotten the rights. And
yes, well, it's taken many years to achieve that. But anyway, to answer your question, the Surf Theater in San Francisco will show in the Buster Keaton Film Festival the 10 features and 21 two-reel shorts of Buster Keaton, which were made during his golden era, which was between 1917 and 1928, the silent era. And these films were made for his own company, Buster Keaton Productions, Inc., of which Joseph Schenck was the head, and Schenck was the one who guided Keaton's career and brought him to the movies.
Mm-hmm. How rare are these films?
Well, they're pretty rare, I can assure you.
Did you have the opportunity to draw prints from the original 35 millimeter nitrate stock?
Yes, absolutely. Apart from the fact that I obtained Keaton's cutting copies, but you see, Buster edited his own films, and he was very fussy in how it was put together. Well, luckily, I was able to get from Keaton's garage the only print we've ever found of the Three Ages. And the Three Ages, of course, was made in 1923, and it was Keaton's first starring feature, and for his own company. And the material was decomposing. It was on the dangerous nitrate stock, which was a gunpowder base, and the emulsion was running on the film, which was stuck together and so forth. I thought at first it was going to be hopeless to save it, and so after I made my arrangements with Buster to take this film over and to transfer it to safety stock, well, the first picture that was saved was the Three Ages, and I made arrangements with the laboratory to restore this, you see. And of course, the minute they looked at it, they yelled, well, we can't print this. The emulsion is running, it's sticky, it's going to blow up, the whole place is going to go up. This is what everybody's idea about nitrate film is, which is a little bit exaggerated. So I went into the office of the Vice President of General Film Laboratory, who I met on several occasions, and I said, but we have to save this film. We have to save this film, and we have to find a way. And he said, but we can't endanger our laboratory with one picture. And so after a long discussion, he said, well, look, he said, why don't you cut out the bad parts, and we'll print the rest. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, I'll do that. He said, well, could you give me a cutting room here? And he said, yes. And so I did a very deceptive thing, and I felt that I was justified in doing this. So when they left me alone in the room, you see, instead of cutting out the bad parts, you see, I took this solution, this chemical, and wiped off all the stickiness on the film. And maybe I would cut a little frame or so, just where sprocket hole or 3 or 4 sprocket holes was missing and cut it so that you wouldn't notice much of a jump. Anyway, I actually took out of the film only maybe a total of maybe 2 feet, see? But I dressed it up in such a way with new leaders and everything that they had thought, that it was all cut. See? So when I took it back to the lab man, and he said, now all the bad parts are cut out. I said, yes. Just run it right through the printer. So this is what they did. Well, what happened when they ran it through, of course, the emulsion was coming off on the printer, on the gate, and after they were through, they claimed that I ruined a $15,000 printer.
But you saved
so
the more important film.
Well, I saved the film, but they wouldn't do any more work for me.
Well,
but anyway,
but it was worth it, though.
So on the other films, it wasn't quite the same story.